It's now time for Brimley Bays basketball, an exclusive presentation of Eagle 95.1, which can also be heard around the world at www.eagleradio951.com. Brimley Bays basketball is proudly brought to you by Sioux Co-op Credit Union, Stacey's Restaurant, Northwest Oil Express, Pro Sports, Chuck Renzi Ford, Bay Mills Community College, Superior Pizza and Subs, Brimley Four Seasons IGA, Boys and Girls Club of Brimley, Tobacco Free Michigan, and Co-ed Flowers and Gifts. Now let's go to the gym for more exciting Brimley Bays basketball. Here with the call of the game is Scott Nason.
Greetings and salutations and welcome to Brimley Bays basketball on Eagle 95.1. Scott Nason broadcasting from the Carl Parker Memorial Gymnasium in Brimley, Michigan, as we await the start of tonight's boys varsity basketball contest between the hometown Brimley Bays and the visiting Cedarville Trojans. Our broadcast engineer tonight, Dallas Miller, back in the Eagle 95.1 studios as well. This is a big game on the schedule for both these teams. And, well, it's been all Brimley this season in the EUP Conference, the Upper Peninsula, and the state of Michigan as the new AP boys basketball rankings were released today. And the Brimley Bays, the number one team in the state in Division 4. Now, you say Division 4, what are you talking about? Well, Division 4 is the artist formerly known as Class D. They made that switch during the off-season. Much like the other sports, they want to give numbers instead of letters. Personally, I like the letters. I'm a bit of a traditionalist, but we'll go with Division 4, and we'll definitely go with number 1 if you're a Brimley Bays fan. Brimley 11-0 on the season, 7-0 in the Eastern Upper Peninsula Conference, taking on a Cedarville Trojans team who has gotten better as the year has moved along, 6-4, 3-2 in the EUP Conference. Brimley played their last game last Thursday at the Purple Palace in Pickford, in a game you heard on Eagle 95.1 and online at eagleradio951.com. It was all Panthers. I should say it was all Bays, as they defeated the Panthers by the score of 71-52. Zach Gross led the Bays in that one. He had 22 points. Dylan Carrick and Tristan Lyons had 11 each, while Hunter Lipman and Marcus Harris added 9 points for the Brimley Bays. Cedarville also off a victory this past Thursday as they defeated Detour by the score of 63-46. They've now won 4 straight. So this Cedarville team, not quite probably the same team that we saw way back in late November. The opening game of the season was in Cedarville. Brimley had no trouble defeating the Cedarville Trojans, but I think the Trojans had a little bit of a football hangover. Their football team advanced in the playoffs, and so maybe those folks didn't get as much practice. I think you're going to see a closer game tonight, and you're definitely going to see a good game here in Brimley as the crowd is filing in, a big crowd. To my left, some scouts from Pellston. Pellston, the number 2 team in Division 4 in the state of Michigan. They were number 1 last week. They're 8-1 on the season. They didn't lose last week, but Brimley just nudged over them in the rankings. And if form holds as far as districts, and again, if form holds, then you could see the number 1 and number 2 ranked teams in the state playing in a regional semifinal in St. Ignace. Now, neither team is thinking that far, but sometimes broadcasters think that far. Definitely would be a lot of fun down in St. Ignace. But first things first, the Brimley Bays got to take on a tough Cedarville Trojans team. And it's always a big game when these two squads play each other. I would say arguably Brimley's biggest rival right now. The teams met in the regional final last year, won by the Cedarville Trojans. And so it's going to be very exciting here in Brimley. And we're about 12 minutes away from the start of tonight's game. We're going to take our first break on our pregame. Should we come back, we'll look a little more at this matchup. We'll talk about some of the other games going on in the EUP and more. You are listening to Brimley Bays basketball here on Eagle 95.1. Scott Nason back at the Carl Parker Memorial Gymnasium in Brimley, Michigan, as we're about 7 minutes away from the start of tonight's boys basketball contest between the Brimley Bays and the Cedarville Trojans. Now you can listen to Brimley Bays basketball all season long on Eagle 95.1. You can listen online at our new website. Mark this down. There are a few fans in the stands that was given the new website out to. Just go to eagleradio951.com. Again, that's eagleradio951.com. There you can tune in online anywhere around the world, or if you want to hear the podcast of this game, we usually put the podcast up the day after the broadcast, which you can download for the archives, or maybe want to hear the broadcast again. You can do so by going to two places. You can go to the website, thegamesportshow.com, or the podcast page, thegamesportshow.podbean.com. There we also have other local sports content. Our sports show, The Game, which will return this upcoming Monday night at the Wicked Sister on Ashman Street. We also have some shows from Sioux, Ontario, and other related sports material, all on thegamesportshow.com. Head coach Matt Bathy for the Brimley Bays girls squad in attendance. We're hoping to get him up here at halftime. Well, in a game you heard last night on Eagle 95.1, it was all Bays as Todd Olmstead had the call in Brimley's 41-9 victory over Harbor Light Christian. With the win, the Brimley Bays girls team improves to 7-2. Now, they were scheduled to play tonight against Alanson here at home, but that game was canceled. Alanson having some trouble fielding a team, so now the Bays 8-2 on the season. So, hey, a forfeit win is as good as a win as far as I'm concerned. Matt Bathy doing a great job with the Brimley Bays girls squad, as is head coach Joel Moore, who we're hoping to get here in the post-game show. His team is undefeated, 11-0 on the season, taking on at Cedarville, which we will have here in a moment. Other games last night in girls basketball, Newberry over Engadine by the score of 56-29. Newberry improves to 5-4 on the season. Engadine really struggling. They are 0-9. And Cedarville, the girls, over Posen by the score of 58-39. With that win, Cedarville improves to 6-3. Other games in boys basketball around the EUP, a busy schedule. Pretty much every team playing tonight. Engadine is at Newberry. Gaylord is at Sault Ste. Marie. Pickford at Rudyard. Maplewood Baptist at Mackinac City. And Petoskey St. Michael's at Detour. Girls basketball tonight. One other game, Maplewood Baptist at Mackinac City. The Brimley Bays girls game, their next game, I should say, will be on Friday night, as the Bays will take on Maplewood Baptist. And for the boys, their next game will be this upcoming Thursday at Harbor Light Christian. Brimley Bays basketball brought to you by the Sioux Co-op Credit Union. Your credit union, your home for loans. Check them out online at siouxcoop.com. And brought to you by Bay Mills Resort and Wild Bluff Golf Course. Make your way to Bay Mills and dine in at Stacey's Restaurant, or watch the game at Back Bay Grill and Games for great food and a great atmosphere. Looking at our Eagle 95.1 sports schedule for the next couple weeks and throughout the month of January. Going to be a busy schedule here on the Eagle. Tim Ellis will have the call Saturday afternoon of the Sioux High Blue Devils hockey game in Alpena. Tim will have the call Saturday around 1:45 pregame show with the opening face-off at 2 down at the Northern Lights Arena. And our first version of the game, at least from the Wicked Sister on Ashman Street, will be Monday, January 21st at 6 o'clock. Yours truly, along with Dave McKegg, Butch Davis, Katie Woolen, EJ Russell, a cast of thousands, will be at the Wicked Sister talking local sports. We'll interview some of the local athletes and coaches and have a good old time at the Wicked Sister. A week from tonight, Tuesday, January 22nd, the Brimley Bays girls will be at St. Ignace. St. Ignace, one of the best teams again in the state of Michigan, undefeated. Katie Woolen will have the call that game next Tuesday night. And then Katie will have the call a week from Thursday, January 24th. Girls basketball once again, as the Brimley Bays will take on the Engadine Eagles. And then we'll have a pair of hockey games January 25th. Grosse Pointe South will take on the Sioux High Blue Devils. January 26th at 3 o'clock, Port Huron North will take on the Sioux High Blue Devils. We'll have another edition of the game on January 28th. My next broadcast will be here on January 29th. The Brimley girls will take on Cedarville, and then Todd Olmstead will have the call on January 31st as the Rudyard Bulldogs take on the Brimley Bays in girls basketball. It's going to be a very busy January. We'll have a lot of basketball games in February, and then the start of the postseason. And you look at it right now, both the Brimley Bays boys and girls teams have a very good chance to win districts. The districts for both the Bays will be, well, I shouldn't say that they're in the same location. For the boys, it'll be in Rudyard. For the girls, it'll be in Engadine. Now, the teams in the district this year include Ojibwe Charter, along with Newberry, Engadine, and Rudyard. And so haven't seen the draw as far as who will be taking on whom. But you look at the standings right now, both the Bays teams have to be, I wouldn't say heavy favorites, but they got to be pretty good favorites in those districts. But as you know, crazier things have happened in the world of high school basketball. You look at Brimley last year making it to the regional finals in boys basketball, and a lot of people thought, that was the year. 8 seniors, and granted, those were some good players on that team, but boy, the look of this team this year, they look good, this Brimley team, and they haven't been tested a lot as of late. They weren't tested by Cedarville in their first contest, and well, they were tested by Rudyard here. They won by 4 points, but other than that, it's been pretty easy goings for the Brimley Bays. I think that's going to be a little different story tonight. This Cedarville team always comes to play, and so we are just about ready to begin. But we have to take a break. Hear our national anthem here at the Carl Park Memorial Gymnasium. Then we'll be back with the start of tonight's boys game between the Brimley Bays and Cedarville Trojans here on Eagle 95.1.
You're listening to Brimley Bays basketball on Eagle 95.1. Now back to the action. Here's Scott Nason.
Back at the Carl Park Memorial Gymnasium. The gym is rocking right now as the starting lineups are being announced. First of all, starting for the Brimley Bays, number 12, Hunter Lippinen. Number 20, Marcus Harris. Number 24, Dylan Carrick. Number 32, Tristan Lyons. And number 34, Zach Gross. The Brimley Bays, 11-0 on the season, number 1 in Division 4 in all the state of Michigan, are coached by head coach Joel Moore. Starting lineups for the Cedarville Trojans, number 2, Pat O'Brien. Number 3, Trey Pacan. Number 15, Jaron Masuga. Number 23, Chase Fisher. And number 25, Tristan Masuga. Brimley in their home white jerseys with the blue trim. Cedarville in their road green jerseys with the white trim. Brimley will be going right to left as seen on your radio dial. Zach Gross to tip off against number 25, Tristan Masuga. And we're underway here in Brimley. Cedarville with the ball off the tip. Trey Pacan, top of the key. Now over to Pat O'Brien, over to Pacan on the right wing. Pacan to Masuga. Tristan Masuga now back to Pacan. That one deflected out of bounds by Carrick. Will stay with the Trojans. 15 seconds into this game, no score, packed house here in Brimley. This is a big game. And I'm glad you're tuned in. Now here's the Trojans with it. Chase Fisher inside Masuga, turnaround shot, high, no good. Rebound picked up by Marcus Harris for the Bays. Harris across the midcourt line over to Zach Gross. He's open. Passes up the shot, gets it to Harris between the circles. Marcus Harris, long three up top, no good. Rebound. Batted 4, picked up by Lyons. Now he puts up a shot, no, but he was fouled. And Tristan Lyons will put up 2 free throws for the Brimley Bays. First foul in this contest, that one on the Cedarville Trojans on number 25, Tristan Masuga. Trojans got into some foul trouble in their opening game against Brimley as Lyons sinks the first free throw. He'll shoot one more. 1-0 Brimley, 7:24 to play in this first quarter. Now Lyons makes them both. And it's 2-0 Brimley. Trojans with the ball. Trey Pacan across the midcourt line. Over to O'Brien. O'Brien dishes it off. Now a long NBA 3. Chase Fisher, good. Chase Fisher, he didn't hesitate on that one. That was almost NBA 3, and it's 3-2 Cedarville. Now here's Brimley with it inside. Driving to the hoop and putting it off the glass and in. Hunter Lippinen, his first 2, and it's 4-3 Brimley a minute in. Trojans with the ball quickly down court. Chase Fisher over at the far sideline. Now dishes it. Nice dish inside. Underhanded finger roll. No. Now another chance. No, that was Masuga. Rebound by Lyons. Now long pass to Gross. Gross leaves it for Lippinen. Now Lippinen drives the baseline. Puts it outside the lines. Now he cuts to the basket. Left-handed layup. Good. Lyons with 4, and it's 6-3 Brimley. Now full court press. There's a collision as Gross went for that ball. Bodies collide and will go off a Cedarville player. No foul, out of bounds to the Trojans. Tristan Masuga, he'll inbound. Masuga underneath the Bays basket. Now pass, quick shot, no good. That was by Fisher. Rebound goes to the Trojans. Pacan. Now here's Harris with the steal. That's going to be a foul. Harris almost knocked over the official in the process. That's what Marcus Harris does. He plays aggressive basketball, and he gets rewarded with the ball. That foul on Chase Fisher, his first, so 2 early fouls for the Trojans. Here's Brimley. Now Lyons drives again, puts it up. No, but he'll shoot 2. Tristan Lyons, very aggressive to start this contest, and the Brimley fans like that one. Third foul here in this first quarter on the Trojans. That one on number 2, Pat O'Brien. So Tristan Lyons, he'll shoot 2 free throws for Brimley. He's 3 of 3 as he sinks another one. We saw last year free throws not always the Bays' best asset, if you will. Now second free throw no good. As I say that, of course, they missed the free throw. Rebound picked up by the Trojans, the Bays rather. Now a 3 no good. Rebound inside, Gross up and in. Zach Gross with 2, 9 at 3 Brimley here in the first quarter. 2 minutes into this contest. Now the Trojans with it between the circles. That's Masuga. Over to Fisher, now inside. Masuga, turnaround, fall away shot, no good. Rebound kept alive by Harris, far sideline. Oh, here's Marcus Harris. Dishes it over to Lipinen. Lipinen over to Carrick. Open up top, 3, no good. Rebound picked up by O'Brien for the Trojans. Now Cedarville, down by 6 early. O'Brien over to Fisher. Now he launches another long 3. That one's off the mark. Rebound inside off of Masuga, out of bounds to the Bays. 5:36 to play in this first quarter. Good start for the Bays. Now across the midcourt line, Lippin into Harris. Harris at the center circle. Marcus Harris. Bounce pass, right wing, Carrick. Now far corner, Gross. Gross along the baseline, near side. Harris, near side 3, no good. Rebound picked up by Masuga. Outlet pass to O'Brien. O'Brien, he's got a player open underneath. That's Jaron Masuga, and he puts it up and in. Jaron Masuga's first 2, and it's 9-5 Brimley. Quickly up court. Here's Lyons again driving to the basket. Tristan Lyons is aggressive so far on the offensive end. Now Cedarville quickly up court. That's Pockand wide open. Jaron Masuga again. Good. So the action fast and furious here. Masuga with 4, and it's 11-7. Cedarville not getting their press underway so much tonight. Now here's Harris near side. Up top, Carrick. Carrick over to Lyons. Now Lyons drives again. Underneath, lost the ball, gets it back. Lyons underneath, puts up a shot. That one blocked by Masuga. Rebounded by the Trojans, and here they come. Chase Fisher underneath. That one blocked by Gross. What a way to get back, and Lyons wide open underneath on the pass by Marcus Harris, and he puts it in. Tristan Lyons already with 9 points, and the Bays lead by 6. 4:20 to play in this first quarter. What a fast action here in Brimley. Trojans with it. Tristan Masuga over to O'Brien. He launches the 3. That one's short. Rebounded to Harris. Outlet pass, Lippinen. Lippinen one-on-one. Lippinen drives, draws contact. No, but he'll shoot another couple fouls, as that's the 4th foul on Cedarville. And head coach Jason Duncan not liking that call. I think that was the right call, although I think Mr. Duncan would argue with me on that one. So that foul on Trey Pockand, his first. So at the line, Hunter Lippinen shooting 2. First free throw good. Bays 4 of 5 from the free throw line so far. 14-7 Brimley, 4-7 to play here in this first quarter. I want to say hello to all the folks listening online at at EagleRadio951.com. Mandy, Katie, Christina, all listening tonight. Second free throw good by Lippinen. He has 4. And it's a 15-7 lead for Brimley halfway through this contest. Trojans with it. Pat O'Brien over to Pockand. Trey Pockand being guarded by Carrick. Still no fouls yet in this game for the Brimley Bays. Pat O'Brien over on the near side. Tristan Masuga inside. Shot off the glass. No. That'll be a foul as Sean Bale's first action for the Trojans, and he'll shoot a pair of free throws for Cedarville. Brimley Bays basketball brought to you by Northwest Oil Express. We're the new name on the business spur, changing the way Sault Ste. Marie changes oil. That foul on Lyons, his first, team first. First free throw, no good. By Sean Bale. He was another player in early foul trouble in the opener between these two squads. Now Mason Harris will check in, replacing Hunter Lippinen, who gets a nice round of applause. Now Bale, second free throw is up, and that one's no good. So Bale misses them both. Rebound goes to the Bays. Here's Marcus Harris with it. Harris on the near side, Carrick. Now Carrick in the paint, dishes it out, bad pass. He gets it back though, nice play by Carrick. That was almost a turnover, but Carrick recovered quickly. Now here's Lyons between the circles. Tristan Lyons, screen set by Harris. Now Lyons drives again underneath, puts up a shot, good. Tristan Lyons with 11 points going to the hoop tonight, and the Bays lead by 10. 3:15 to play in this first quarter. Now we're going to have a reach-in foul at the midcourt line by Carrick, his first, team foul number 2. 3:13 to play in this first quarter. 17-7 Brimley. Brimley 11-0 on the season. They win this game. I wouldn't say they have the Eastern Upper Peninsula Conference locked up, but they're getting well to it if they win this one. Now here's the Trojans with it in the paint. That's Bale. Gets it outside to Tristan Masuga. Masuga draws contact on Mason Harris. No call. Now here's the Trojans with it. Fisher being guarded by Gross. Now on the left wing, Masuga. Again, shoves Harris. Good call there by the official. That was an easy call. That was all. They almost could have called that a couple times, but Tristan Masuga got a little over-aggressive with that arm, and he pushed off Harris, Mason Harris, and that's his second foul. Masuga, team foul number 5. 2:50 to play in the first quarter. 17-7 Brimley. Now Mason Harris gets it over to Carrick. Across the midcourt line. Bays have it. Mason Harris. Near side Lions. Underneath Gross. Nice pass. Harris lost the ball, but it goes off a Cedarville player out of bounds. Now Lippinan will check back in for the Bays, replacing Zach Gross. As Gross gets a nice round of applause. Mason Harris to inbound underneath Lions. Lions inside. That's going to be a travel. So Cedarville gets the ball back, trailing by 10, 2:37 to play in this first quarter. Cedarville with the ball. Trey Pocan across the midcourt line. Not many empty seats here in Brimley tonight. Jaron Masuga inside on Harris. Now Masuga outside. Fisher. Fisher drives, puts up a shot. No, that one blocked by Marcus Harris. Will stay with the Trojans. Lots of people from other schools watching this one tonight. Again, our friends from Pellston scouting. Potential regional semifinal matchup against the number 2 Hornets. Now here's Tristan Masuga, far side 3. Yes, sir. Tristan Masuga launched that one, his first 3. That cuts the lead to 7. 2:10 to play here in the first quarter. Mason Harris at the far corner. Gets it outside to Marcus Harris. Marcus Harris now will back it up. Being guarded by Fisher. Now Marcus Harris. Dishes over to Mason Harris. Harris up top. Lippinan. He launches the 3. Yes, sir. Hunter Lippinan with 7. And the Bays lead once again by 10. 1:50 to play in the first quarter. Trojans with the ball across the midcourt line. Pocan with it. Bounce pass inside. That one almost stolen. Bale goes down. Ooh, it's going to be a jump ball. And the possession arrow will go, I believe, to Brimley. Coach Moore wanted a travel on that one. None called. So now Lyons will sit down. He gets a big round of applause as Carrick comes back in. Bays with the 10-point lead and the ball. Minute 35 to play in the first quarter. Carrick at the midcourt line, gets it to Lippinan. Now Lippinan drives, puts it underneath. No, but he was fouled. And I'll tell you, the Bays are being very aggressive going to the hoop tonight. And that is already 6 fouls on Cedarville. We still have a minute 31 left in the first quarter. So the Bays could really be shooting a lot of free throws here in this first half. Foul on Sean Bale, his first, team foul number 6. At the line, Hunter Lippinan, he has 7. He'll shoot 2. Make it 8 as the Bays right now 6 of 7 from the free throw line. Brimley shooting free throws a lot better this season than we saw past couple years. Second free throw up. That one's no good. Rebounded by Lippinan. No, we're going to have a travel before the rebound. Will go to Cedarville. Brimley Bays basketball brought to you by Pro Sports. From custom print embroidery to nutrition bars, bikes, and your favorite team's accessories, Pro Sports has it on Ashman Street behind Taco Bell. Cedarville with the ball, trailing by 11. Minute 20 left in this first quarter. Here's Fisher between the circles. Gets it to Pocan, being guarded by Carrick. Now Pocan left of the lane, up top. Fisher. Fisher on the right wing. Tristan Masuga likes to shoot from there. Gets it inside to Jaron Masuga. Back to Tristan. He puts up a tough shot. Good. Tristan Masuga with 5. And the lead is now 9 for the Bays. Cedarville really not able to get that full court press applied too much tonight. Now as I say that, some pressure causes a bad turnover as Sean Bailey went for that ball and kind of came down on the court hard, but he's okay. He's tough. So he'll stay on the court. Tristan Masuga to inbound. Now the Bays put on a bit of a press. Pocan across the midcourt line. Nice bounce pass inside. Bale puts it up off the glass. Good. Sean Bale's first 2, and it cuts the lead to 7. 45 seconds left in this first quarter. Hunter Lippinan with it. Gets it to Mason Harris. Now Harris looking inside. That one deflected by Hale. Stolen by the Trojans. And now here's Chase Fisher with it. Fisher between the circles. Fisher over to Masuga. He likes to shoot from there. He does. And he drains it again. Tristan Masuga now with 8. Cedarville on an 8-0 run. That cuts the lead to 2. Now here's Marcus Harris. Over to Lipinen on the right wing. Lipinen inside puts up a wild shot off the glass. No. Rebound picked up by the Trojans. We'll see if they hold for the final shot. But Cedarville on a good run to end this first quarter, trailing by 4 with the ball. Pocken at the free throw line. Gets it over to Fisher. Now Fisher almost had it stolen. Masuga now long 3. Pocken. That one's off the mark. And here's Lyons with it. He's going to put a desperation shot at the buzzer. No good. After 1 quarter of play, 21-17 Brimley. We'll be back with the second quarter here on Eagle 95.1.
You're listening to Brimley Bays basketball on Eagle 95.1. Now back to the action. Here's Scott Nason.
Second quarter just beginning here in Brimley, 21-17 Brimley here in boys basketball. Now a long NBA 3 by the Trojans, no good. That was Chase Fisher, rebounded by the Bays. Bays led by 11. Cedarville on a bit of a run. Now Gross underneath, puts up a shot. No, follows up his own rebound and puts it in. Zach Gross with 4. Tristan Lyons with 11 to lead all scorers. Hunter Lipinen with 8. Now a quick 2 there by Jaron Masuga. He has 6. Tristan Masuga with 8 to lead Cedarville. 23-19 Brimley. Gross with it. Gross inside. Nice pass again to Carrick. Underneath good. Dylan Carrick with 2, and it's a 6-point lead for the Bays. Well, you got to talk fast in this one. The scoring is coming fast and furious. Now a pass broken up by the Bays. Trojans get it back along the baseline. Masuga over to Bale. Now Fisher over to Masuga. He likes to shoot from there. He does, and that one just about went in, but rattles out. Rebounded to Lipinen for the Bays. Lipinen across the midcourt line for Brimley. Now Lipinen in the paint, puts up the runner. Good. Hunter Lipinen now in double digits with 10, and the Bays lead by 8 a minute into this second quarter. Cedarville with the ball. Pocan inside. Jaron Masuga. Turnaround shot off the glass. Good. Masuga with 8, matching his brother Tristan. And it's a 6-point Brimley lead. Now here's Mason Harris over to Gross on the right wing. Nice pass inside to Carrick. Carrick puts it up and in. Boy, Zach Gross really seeing the court as he usually does. Timeout. 6:35 to play in this second quarter. Brimley with a 29-22 or 21 lead over the Cedarville Trojans. Where can you find good information on all kinds of topics related to the well-being of our student athletes? Check out the health and safety page of the MHSAA website. Learn about multi-sport participation, heat and hydration, cardiovascular resources, as well as insurance benefits available for students. It's all on the health and safety page of MHSAA.com. Timeout on the court, 29-21 Brimley here, early second quarter in boys basketball. Tristan Lyons with 11 for Brimley so far. Hunter Lipinen with 10. Zach Gross and Dylan Carrick with 4 each. Tristan Masuga, Jaron Masuga with 8 each for the Trojans. Chase Fisher with 3 and Sean Bale with 2. Fouls 6-2 on the board. 6 fouls for Cedarville. So the next foul will send Brimley to the line, and where they've done a good job so far tonight, 6 of 8 from the charity stripe. Cedarville 0-2. Again, you can find the podcast of this game on the website, thegamesportshow.com or thegamesportshow.podbean.com. So if you happen to be here during the game, we want to relive the memories, you can do so by downloading it for free on one of those 2 sites. Now Trojans off the timeout. Pat O'Brien drives, puts it up with the left hand, up and in. Pat O'Brien's first 2, and it's a 6-point lead. Now Cedarville tries to implore that press. Hasn't quite been effective so far tonight. Now Lyons with it. And then, well, as I say that, the press was effective there, causing a turnover as the ball goes out of bounds. 29-23 Brimley, 6:12 to play in the second quarter. Coming up at halftime, we'll hear from the girls' head coach, Matt Bathy, on the 8-2 Bays season. I want to say hello to everybody at Superior Pizza and Subs listening tonight. Now, it's going to be a foul on Brimley. Some contact, but didn't look like a whole lot from here. But that'll send Cedarville to the line, as that foul will be on number 12, Hunter Lipinen, his first. So at the line, Pat O'Brien with 2, shooting 2. First free throw up, no good. No, that one does go in. I was about to say it was no good, but somehow it rattled in. And so Cedarville now 1 of 3 on the free throw line. Second free throw up, and that's good. So O'Brien makes both, and it's now a 4-point lead for the Bays. 6 minutes to play in the second quarter. Tristan Lyons Gets it over to Marcus Harris along the near sideline. Draws the double team, triple team. Now here's Lyons over to Carrick. Carrick looking for Gross over to Harris. Near side, open three, no. Rebound, battled for, picked up by the Trojans. Here's O'Brien with it. O'Brien drives, and that's going to be a foul on Harris, Marcus Harris, and I think that was on the floor. It should be a non-shooting foul. That'll be Marcus's first foul. Harris didn't have real good positioning on that one, and you knew any contact made was going to go against him. Correct call. Fourth foul on the Bays. Cedarville with it, trailing by 4. They've led only once, 3-2. Now inside, nice pass shot, no. That's going to be another foul. This one on, I think it's going to be on number 30, Dan Parrish. It'll be his first. And send the Trojans right back to the line. Number 23, Chase Fisher, will shoot 2. First free throw up, good. So Fisher with 4, and Cedarville now 3 of 5 from the charity stripe. That cuts the lead to 3, 29-26. Second free throw up, that one's good as well. So Fisher with 5, and all of a sudden it's a 2-point ball game. Marcus Harris gets over to Parrish. Now here's Carrick, the midcourt line. Carrick over to Harris. He's open again, right wing 3. Yes, sir. You know, at some point those are going to go in. And that one does go in for Marcus Harris, his first 3, and it's a 5-point lead. Now here's the Trojans with it across the midcourt line. O'Brien over to Tristan Masuga. Now far side, 3 Fisher, no good. Rebound picked up by Marcus Harris. Now Harris, fancy dribbling. Harris over to Gross. Gross, right wing, 3. Yes, sir. Zach Gross with 7. 6-0 run for the Bays has lifted them to an 8-point lead. Under 5 to play in the second quarter. Across the midcourt line. Cedarville with it. Up top. O'Brien on the right wing. Pacan. Now O'Brien being guarded by Harris. He forces up a 3. No good. Rebounded inside Jaron Masuga. And we're going to have a foul on Masuga. He didn't like that call. Jaron Masuga gets the foul. That's his first. And that'll should send. No, it's an offensive foul, so it won't send Brimley to the free throw line. At the 7th foul on. No, it will send him to the free throw line. Okay. Sometimes I don't know the rules, I will admit. Brimley Bays basketball brought to you by Bay Mills Community College, committed to providing affordable, culturally relevant, accessible, and high-quality educational opportunities to all. You can apply online at bmcc.edu today. So Parrish at the line, shooting 2. That foul on Jaron Masuga, his first, team foul number 7. Brimley 6 of 8 from the free throw line. First free throw up. No, that rattles out. Rebound picked up by the Trojans. They trail by 8. Across the midcourt line. That's Pacan. Gets it to Fisher. Inside Masuga. Masuga left of the lane. Puts up a shot. Good. Jaron Masuga with 10. And it's a 6-point lead. Harris across the midcourt line underneath Gross. Open. Gross puts up a shot. Blocked by Bale. Rebound picked up by the Trojans. Here's Masuga with it. Tristan Masuga drives. Wild shot. Somehow got it off. No good. Rebound. Bale. He puts it in. Bale with 4, and it's a 4-point lead. Now we're going to have a travel. And again, this Cedarville press, we didn't see it very effective in the first quarter, but it's causing Brimley some fits right now as we're halfway through this second quarter. Now here's Tristan Masuga being guarded by Lipinen. Tristan Masuga up top. Fisher. Fisher inside. Jaron Masuga outside. Pacan 3. No good. Batted out of bounds. Oh, that one kept alive by Harris. Now here's Mason. Harris drives. Puts up a shot. No. Lipinen, Johnny on the spot for the rebound and puts it in. Nice play by Lipinen. He saw that Harris might have trouble with that one, and he fouled that up, and he puts it in. Lipinen with 12, and it's a 6-point lead. 3:30 to play in the second quarter. Now, bounce pass. Bale puts it up and in. Sean Bale with 6. Back and forth we go. Brimley by 4. This game living up to the hype. We knew it was going to be closer than that first game, and it is indeed just that. Now here's Carrick in the paint. Behind the back pass, Mason Harris. Up top, Marcus. Marcus, 3. Yes, sir. Marcus Harris with 2 threes. He has 6, and it's a 7-point lead. 3 minutes to play. Now, not a good foul there by Carrick. Reach-in foul. That'll be Carrick's second foul. 3:02 to play in this second quarter. 16 fouls on Brimley. Up top, O'Brien on the right wing. Now O'Brien in the paint, drives, draws contact. That's going to be another foul on Brimley. So all of a sudden, Brimley, the team with 7 fouls, along with Cedarville. That'll be a shooting foul. That foul on Marcus Harris, his second. So you have Harris and Carrick with 2 fouls. Tristan Masuga with 2 fouls for Cedarville. At the line, O'Brien. 2 shots, first one good. So Cedarville started off 0 for 2 for the free throw line. Now they're 5 of 5 this quarter. They trail by 6. Second free throw up. That one's good. So the Trojans doing the job from the line right now. And it's a 5-point Brimley lead. Now Mason Harris over at the far sideline. Bad pass. Stolen by Pat O'Brien. O'Brien and puts up a shot. Good. Pat O'Brien having himself a nice quarter. He has 8 all in this quarter, and it's a 3-point game. 2:35 to play in the second quarter. Lipinen across the midcourt line. Now Harris, nice pass. Gross puts it up. Good. Zach Gross with 7 in the quarter, 9 in the game. Nice pass by Mason Harris, and it's a 5-point lead. Now we're going to have another foul on Brimley. This one's going to go against Gross. And so at one point it was 6-2 in the foul department, Cedarville. Now it's 8-7 Brimley. So Brimley has not had the benefit of the calls here in the second quarter. Blocking foul on Gross, his first. At the line, Trey Pocan looking for his first point. Cedarville with 6 straight free throw makes here in the second quarter. Well, as I say that usually jinxes the team. It does. Now here's Harris off the rebound. Marcus Harris. Bounce pass. Lions open near side. 3. No good. Rebound Gross off of his hands out of bounds. Will go to Cedarville. Coming up at halftime, we'll talk Brimley girls basketball with their head coach, Matt Bathy, as the Bays 8-2 on the season as they'll play Maplewood Baptist here on Friday. Now Trojans with the ball, leading, or rather trailing by 5. 2 minutes to play. Now a steal by the Bays. Outlet pass. Gross. Almost out of his reach. He gets it inside the Lions. Lions fake. Shot. Good. Tristan Lyons with 13 to lead all scorers, and it's a 7-point lead. Now quickly down court. That's going to be a pass, and that's going to be a foul on Jaron Masuga, and he ain't going to like that one very much. Masuga likes to complain out there, as do Cedarville fans, which we've seen for about 1,000 years in these parts. And the Cedarville fans do not like that call. It was a close one there, but the Bays get the benefit of that one. So at the line will be Tristan Lyons. Brimley 6 of 9 from the free throw line. Lyons will shoot 2. I want to say hello to Tim and Lindsay Ellis, tuned in tonight. Appreciate it, guys. Free throw missed. Rebounded by Lipinen. He puts a shot. No good. Gets his own rebound. Another chance. No good. Rebounded by the Trojans. Now Masuga to Fisher. Fisher on the near side. Minute 41 to play. Now a long 3 up top. No good. That O'Brien rebound inside. And we're going to have a jump ball. And the possession arrow should keep it with Cedarville. You are listening to Brimley Bays basketball on WUPN Eagle 95.1. My name is Scott Nason. Our broadcast engineer tonight, Dallas Miller, back in the Eagle 95.1 studios. We have a minute 34 left to play in this second quarter. Boys varsity basketball. It's been a good one. Brimley leads 44-37. Now off the miss, rebound by Masuga. And we're going to have a foul on Brimley. And so that's going to send Tristan Masuga to the line, shooting 2. Minute 31 to play in the second quarter. At the line, Tristan Masuga. First one up, no good. So Cedarville missed their first 2 free throws, made 6 in a row. Now they've missed their last 2. That foul was on Lipinen for the Bays, his second. Team foul number 9. Masuga. Tristan Masuga will shoot one more. Free throw up, and that one's good. So Masuga splits the pair. He has 9, and it's a 6-point lead for the Bays. Minute 30 to play. Carrick across the midcourt line. Over to Lyons. Tristan Lyons with it. Up to Carrick. Carrick with it. Right of the lane. Now outside Lyons. Lyons backs it up. Oh, and he lost his dribble there. He got a little too fancy right in front of the Cedarville bench. Went off his foot out of bounds. Will go back to the Trojans. Minute 10 to play. Good game here in Brimley. We expected it would be, and it has been. Pocket near corner. Inside, Bale with the position. Bale puts up a shot, partially blocked by Lyons. Rebounded by Parrish, and we're going to have a jump ball Oh, the Brimley fans want a foul. All the fans are complaining tonight. These referees, they're not going to get any attaboys after this game. Both sets of fans pretty upset with some of the calls, but they've evened out, so you can definitely say that. Bays with it, leading 44-38, under a minute to play. Carrick across the midcourt line. Harris. Now that one deflected off a Cedarville player out of bounds, so we'll stay with the Bays. Now Lions to inbound. Gets it to Harris. Nice pass inside Carrick, and that's going to be a foul on O'Brien. And that'll send Dylan Carrick to the line, shooting 2. That foul on Pat O'Brien, his second. So you have O'Brien, Jaron Masuga, and Tristan Masuga, each with 2 for Cedarville. First free throw up by Carrick. Good. Dylan Carrick with 5. Brimley 7 of 11 from the free throw line tonight. Carrick will shoot one more. Second free throw up and good, but we got a quick whistle. They're going to call a lane violation? I think so. As Gonzalo Grindaluna, I think in a little too early on that one, so that'll negate that free throw. Bays lead by 7, 45 seconds left here in the second quarter. Trey Paquin, top of the circle, over to O'Brien. O'Brien over to Paquin, left wing, being guarded by Carrick. O'Brien, right-handed dribble, near side. O'Brien, he launches a 3. That one's off the mark. Rebound picked up by Fisher. Now Fisher with it. Looking inside, that's O'Brien, puts up a tough runner, no good. Rebound, battled for, picked up by Gonzalo. Nice pass inside to Gross, and he puts it up with the left-handed end. What a pass by Gonzalo Grindaluna, and Zach Gross puts in 2, and he'll have a chance to make the three-point play the old-fashioned way, as that foul will be on Pat O'Brien, his 3rd. And so at the line, Zach Gross. He has 11 points. Make it 12 as he drains that free throw. And it's a 10-point lead once again. 15 seconds left. Across the midcourt line, Paquin. Paquin inside, stolen by Lions. Here's Gross with it. Gross lost it, gets it back. Now Lions has it. Lions inside, that one batted out. Here's Gross with it, and it's going to be a jump ball. And I think that's going to go to Cedarville with 0.9 seconds remaining. See if they can get a shot off here. Pretty tough going the length of the court trying to get a shot off with 0.9 seconds. The steal by Mason Harris. He almost got a shot off at halftime. The Brimley Bays lead the Cedarville Trojans by the score of 48-38. Coming up, we'll have our halftime show with head coach of the girls, Matt Bathy. That's up next here on Eagle 95.1.
Now back to more exciting Brimley Bays action. Here's Scott Nason.
Back at the Carl Parker Memorial Gymnasium in Brimley, Michigan. Halftime of our boys game, and it's Brimley with a 10-point lead over Cedarville by the score of 48-38. We're joined right now in our halftime show by the head coach of the girls varsity team, Matt Bathy. Coach, I haven't had a chance to talk to you this year, so it's nice to have you back on the mic, and thanks for coming up at halftime.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Now, before we get to your team here, thoughts on the first half, kind of a run-and-gun half, Brimley with the 10-point lead.
Yep, the boys have always liked to play this way, and that's what they're doing. They might get up in the 90s tonight.
Yeah, or if not higher.
Yeah.
Coach, your team having a great season right now. 7-2 going into tonight. You do get a forfeit victory over a Lance, and unfortunately they don't have enough to participate. So you're at the halfway mark of the season, 8-2. Now, I haven't had a chance to see you much this year, but you got to be happy with the way your girls are performing. A tough loss at home to Pickford on Friday night, but 8-2, you got to be real happy with where your girls are right now.
I'm very happy. If you told me we would have started our first 10 games 8-2, I would have been ecstatic. But the girls are working really hard. They bought in right away. It's tough for them. It's a whole new system, especially on defense, and they're producing.
The transition from coaching boys for all these years going to girls, do you go into that, this year, doing things a lot differently? Obviously, you have to run different offensive, and you have to be a different coach because, it's different coaching girls than boys.
Well, you've been around long. You know my philosophy and what we try to do, and I'm a big, I'm big on defense, and we try to shut people down, and
Had 9 points last night.
Yep.
Mission accomplished.
Yep. No, we played well defensively last night, but I brought the same thing over. I've had to change my coaching style a little bit because, if I coached the way I normally coach, we might have run out every single girl in the program.
Sure.
I backed off a little bit, but they want to be coached. They're craving the coaching. They're craving the wins. They're a good group of kids. They really are. I'm very proud of them, the way they've responded to what I've brought, and they have a great attitude about it. And I just keep telling them it's a process. We're ahead of schedule, I feel, and we're just trying to get better every day.
Goals for the second half of the season, Coach, and further, obviously, the districts are in Engadine, a district that, the way things are going, Brimley has a very good chance of winning. What are some of the things you're looking for heading into the second half of the season starting on Friday night?
Well, just like I said we just want to get better every day. We want to have marked improvement just by our stats, that we look at and our film, and we want to feel like we're playing well. We just want to just get better every day. I believe in these kids. They made me believers, and I think that we can win a district. I really do.
Coach Matt Bathy joining us at halftime. Coach, we got a lot of girls games coming up, a couple next week. I'll have my first broadcast here on the 29th, so we got a lot of girls basketball on the radio, so best of luck the rest of the season. We'll be talking to you a lot here on the Eagle.
Sounds good. Thank you.
All right, we'll be back with our second half of our boys game. Once again, it's a 10-point lead for Brimley. You are listening to Brimley Bays basketball on Eagle 95.1.
You're listening to Brimley Bays basketball on Eagle 95.1. Now back to the action. Here's Scott Nason.
Just about to start the third quarter here in Brimley, Michigan. Boys basketball, the Brimley Bays with a 48-38 lead over the Cedarville Trojans. Want to give a couple hellos. Want to say hello to my girlfriend Becky and my baby boy, puppy Finley, fresh from a very busy night in the Twin Saults. Want to say hello to them. I also want to say hello to Jim and Mitchell Lee Hockey tuning in tonight on Eagle 95.1 and online at EagleRadio951.com. Jim just covering the story on the last freighter going through the locks until March 25th. So you won't see the big boats for a couple months, but hey, it'll get here quicker than you think, at least we hope, because it's not too cold out, but Jim says it's going to be a little chilly over the next few days and into the weekend. Balanced scoring attack so far for the Brimley Bays. Tristan Lyons, 13 points to lead all scorers. Zach Gross with 12, Hunter Lippinen 12, Marcus Harris 6, and Dylan Carrick 5 for the Cedarville Trojans. Jaron Masuga with 10 to lead their scoring attack. Tristan Masuga with 9, Pat O'Brien with 8, Sean Bale 6, Chase Fisher 5. The JV game won by the Brimley Bays before this one, 76-63. Foul trouble for Cedarville. Pat O'Brien with 3, Jaron Masuga and Tristan Masuga each with 2. Hunter Lippinen, Marcus Harris, Dylan Carrick all with 2 for the Bays. Brimley 8 of 13 from the free throw line. Cedarville 7 of 11. The Trojans have it going right to left as seen on your radio down. Now a steal by Marcus Harris. Bounce past Carrick. Now Harris, left wing, launches it through. That one I think partially blocked, goes out of bounds to the Bays. I want to say hello to all the Cedarville fans listening in. I know we got quite a few there. Had some fun with the Cedarville fans complaining about the calls. It's all in love, Cedarville fans. I did a state final for you about 10 years ago. Trust me, I was the biggest Cedarville fan that night. Well, at least one of them. Now Harris up top 3. Yes, sir. Marcus Harris with 9, and it's a 13-point lead for the Brimley Bays. I want to say hello to Dave Murray back in Cedarville if he's listening in. One of the best voices around on the PA. Now here's Masuga with a 3. That one's off the mark. Rebound to Carrick. Now Gross has it. Gross drives, step, shot, no, and we're going to have a blocking foul. That's going to go against the Trojans. That's going to be on, I believe, Chase Fisher. That'll be his second. 7:19 to play here in the third quarter. Brimley leads by 13. They basically led this entire game. They trailed 3-2, but they've led throughout. Cedarville's cut it to 2 a couple times, but now Brimley with their biggest lead as Gross makes his first free throw. He has 13. Bays doing a good job from the line tonight, 9 of 14. Gross shooting 2. Brimley 11-0 on the season. Looking to have their first undefeated season since the early 90s where they had a pair of them. Now off the missed free throw. Lyons with the rebound, and he'll shoot 2. As Tristan Lyons, he had that big first quarter with 11. He has 13 so far in this contest, and he'll shoot 2. 7:17 to play in this third quarter. 52-38 Brimley. Lions free throw, no good. He'll shoot one more. Brimley's next action in boys basketball will be Thursday night at Harbor Light Christian. Second free throw up line, so he misses them both. Rebound picked up by the Trojans. Paquin with it. Trey Paquin, top of the circle. Now here's O'Brien inside Jared Masuga. That's going to be a foul on Lions, and that'll be Lions' second. First team foul here in the second half for Brimley. Tristan Masuga to inbound. Masuga over to Paquin, right, wide open. Far corner three, no good. Rebound inside Fisher. That one rolls out. Third chance, good. This one by Masuga. So Tristan Masuga in double digits with 11. And it's a 12-point Brimley lead. Now Carrick along the baseline. Carrick drives, puts up the shot, good. Bays really having a good night inside tonight. Carrick with 7, and it's a 14-point lead. Across the midcourt line, Trojans have it. Fisher being guarded by Harris. Now on the left wing, Fisher bounce pass near side O'Brien. Now inside Masuga. Turnaround shot with the right hand, no good. Rebound, Tristan Masuga. Stolen by Harris. Will go off of his hands out of bounds, staying with the Trojans. Now Sean Bale will check in for Jaron Masuga along with Mason Harris. He'll replace Tristan Lyons. Now Masuga to inbound. Over to Fisher. Up top O'Brien. Near side Paquin. He launches a three. That one's off the mark. Rebound picked up by Lipponen for the Bays. Hunter Lipponen across the midcourt line. Now Lipponen, top of the circle. Looking. Gets it to Harris. He's open. NBA three. No good. Rebound picked up by the Bays. Carrick inside. Pass to Gross. Nice pass by Carrick as Gross puts it in. This Brimley team unselfish. Timeout, Jason Duncan. Brimley has their biggest lead of the night. 16, 56-40 Brimley. 6:10 to play in this third quarter. Brimley Bays basketball brought to you by Superior Pizza and Subs. Voted the Sioux News' #1 pizza in the EUP once again this year. And brought to you by Brimley Four Seasons IGA. Stop by Four Seasons, your local IGA for all your shopping needs. And if you want to hear the podcast of this broadcast, you can do so by going on the site, the website that we like to call thegamesportshow.com. Well, actually, that's the name of the website. That's actually the address of the website. So if you type that in, you can find a bevy of broadcasts. I like to use bevy at least once a broadcast. Just used it twice. Anyway, you can find podcasts of our sports show, The Game, which will return Monday night at the Wicked Sister on Ashman Street. You can also hear some of our shows from Sioux, Ontario. You can hear other selected sports content and podcasts of my broadcasts of Brimley Bays basketball at thegamesportshow.com. Check it out. It's free. We give a lot of local content, opinion, and all sorts of tomfoolery. Katie Woolen checks in. It's hello, Katie, saying, Carrick, unselfish, good passer. Absolutely. This whole Brimley team is unselfish. Now a block by Gross. Rebounded by Harris. 3-on-1 Bays. Harris. Bounce pass. Gross. Gross underneath. Puts it up and in. Zach Gross with 17, and it's an 18-point lead. Now a bad pass. Almost hits Coach Bathy. Boy, he can move fast for a bald guy. Goes out of bounds to the Bays. Now here's Harris across the midcourt line. That pass out of the reach of Gross. He did a behind-the-back pass. It ended up hitting the bottom of the backboard. No, that's the right call. Went off the backboard. Fans don't like it. I thought that went off the backboard, but apparently not. At least the Brimley fans disagree with me. Now here's O'Brien with the ball up top. Paquin. 5:35 to play in this third quarter. Brimley with an 18-point lead. Trojans with the ball. O'Brien on the near side. Tristan Masuga being guarded by Harris. Now up top. Pat O'Brien. O'Brien still has it. Gets it to Masuga. Now Masuga over to O'Brien. Being guarded by Harris. It's always a tough assignment when you're guarded by Marcus. Now a long three. Masuga, no good. You're Brimley. You'll let him shoot that one because that was a forced shot. Rebounded by Harris. Marcus Harris with the ball. On the near side, Gross, right wing. Gross looking inside. Now keeps it. Gross in the paint. Now Gross. Turnaround shot. No good. Rebound inside. Picked up by Carrick. Puts it up. That one partially blocked. Now Lipponen has it underneath. Bays doing a good job on the offensive rebound. Now Lipponen. Nice pass to Harris. And he puts it up and in. Mason Harris. The Bays putting on a passing clinic right now. And this unselfish play continues as Mason Harris gets his first two. And that'll be another free throw opportunity for the Bays. They lead by 20. 4:49 to play here in this third quarter. Now Mason Harris, free throw, good. So Mason Harris with 3. The Bays with their biggest lead of 21. Now the Trojans across the midcourt line. They're trying to get some offense here. They've only scored 2 points in this quarter. Bays have scored a bunch. Now here's the Bone with it. On the left wing, now inside. Masuga, a scoop shot there, good. Tristan Masuga with 13. Now here's Brimley with it. Leading by 19, 4:25 to play. Lippinen over to Carrick. Carrick on the right wing. Outside to Gross. Now Gross over to Marcus Harris. He likes to shoot from there. He does. That one a little short rebound. We'll call it a pass, no good. Another chance. Now the Trojans have it. Bays get it right back. And we're going to have a foul, I believe, on Cedarville. And Mason Harris with some good minutes here, as that's going to be the 4th team foul on the Trojans here in this second half. That one on Chase Fisher, his 3rd. Now here's Carrick on the left wing off the inbound. Gets it to Lippinen. Lippinen inside. That one's stolen by Bale. And the Trojans have it. That's going to be a foul on Harris. Mason Harris with the foul. That's his 1st. Brimley outscoring Cedarville 13-4 here in this third quarter. We have 4 minutes left in the third. Across the midcourt line, Trojans with it. Now left-handed dribble. O'Brien almost traveled. Now a steal by Gross. Zach Gross with the steal. Now Cedarville gets it right back. And that's going to be another foul, I think, on Mason Harris. It's a little sloppy play by both teams. Harris got to keep it under control out there. Not real happy with that call. Mom laughing right below me. So Mom seems to either have a very sarcastic laugh, which I'm thinking is the case, or maybe someone told a good joke. Maybe Marcus Davis from Grindhouse, who's sitting in front of us, told a good joke. Now here's a steal by Harris. Marcus Harris underneath, puts it up, puts it in. Get nervous there when Harris goes to the hoop like that. We've seen him get injured a couple times. That's Marcus Harris now with 11. So 4 Brimley players in double digits tonight so far. 21-point lead for the Bays. 3:25 to play in the third quarter. Cedarville with it. Now a steal by Mason Harris. Harris lost his balance. We're going to have a jump ball. And boy, the Harris is fired up out there, to say the least. As our official Josh Rader telling him to calm down. Josh, of course, the head coach of the very successful Pickford football team. Jack of all trades. Now Mason Harris gets big applause going to the bench, along with Dylan Carrick, as Dan Parrish and I believe Zach Gross come back out for the Bays. Now Marcus Harris to inbound near sideline. 3:18 to play in the third quarter. Bays with the ball. Lions drives, puts it up, no good. Rebound inside, picked up by the Trojans. Now outlet pass, Jared Masuga underneath. Masuga puts up a wild shot, no good. Rebound Tristan Masuga, and one. As Tristan Masuga puts in the bucket for Cedarville. He scored all their points here in this third quarter. He had 6 in the quarter, 15 for the game. As that foul on Lions, his 3rd. So Tristan Masuga shooting 1. Cedarville's got a long ways to go in this one. They trail by 19. Masuga at the line, misses the free throw. Rebound picked up by the Trojans, though. Now here's Masuga up top, near side Pock, and he launches the 3, no good. Rebound goes right to Lions. Marcus Harris across the midcourt line. Harris on the right wing. Now Harris underneath. Almost stepped on the baseline, gets it to Gross. Nice pass inside. Dan Parrish in. Boy, what a pass by Gross. Again, this Brimley team got to be happy with the way they are dishing. Literally dishing. That's all I got to say. I guess I messed up that line. Here's Masuga with the shot, good. Tristan Masuga with the 12-footer. He has 17. Now Marcus Harris underneath. Gross quickly, no, misses the layup. Rebound picked up by the Trojans. We heard Coach Matt Batey talk about this Brimley team. They like to run. They're doing that tonight and then some. Now here's Masuga over to O'Brien. He launches the 3. That one's no good. Rebound picked up by Lions. Cedarville just can't get these 3s to drop. They haven't had a 3 since the first quarter. They've taken a lot of them. Here's Lippinen on the near side 3. That one's short. Rebound picked up by the Trojans. 2 minutes to play in the third. Now Tristan Masuga on Harris. He puts up the shot. No. Masuga on the rebound. Another chance. No. Jaron Masuga. Oh, he just knocked over Marcus Harris. No call, but the Brimley Bays get the ball. Just kind of ran Marcus over, and the referee just watched it. Now here's Lyons with it. Over to Harris. He launches an NBA three. Yes, sir! Marcus Harris with another three. And it's a 22-point lead for the Bays. 1:35 to play in the third quarter. Harris almost stole that one. Now here's Jaron Masuga. Up top, O'Brien. Over to Fisher. Fisher, three. Finally, the Bays, or the Trojans rather, get a three. Fisher has 8, and it's a 19-point lead again. Harris went between the legs. Oh, my goodness. What a play by Marcus. Tristan Masuga on the defense, and Harris just passed it between his legs. You almost had to see that one to believe it. It goes off a Cedarville player out of bounds. I'll tell you, Harris does things on the court that nobody in this area does. He is a fun player to watch and definitely a fun player to broadcast. Now Harris with it. Going to launch another NBA three. Oh, that one almost went in. Rebound goes to Bale. A la Steph Curry out there without the little shimmy shake, which I appreciate. Can't stand that guy. Now, not Harris, but Curry. Now a three by Fisher. Good. So Cedarville not going away. They trail by 16. Across the midcourt line, Harris over to Lyons. Bounce pass along the baseline. Gross. Gross puts up a shot. No, but he'll shoot two. This game fast moving. 57 seconds left here in the third quarter. Brimley 68, Cedarville 52. The Trojans hoping to go to 12-0 on the season. Stay number 1 in the state of Michigan in Division 4. The artist formerly known as Class D. Now first free throw by Gross, no good. He'll shoot one more. Now Mason Harris will replace Marcus Harris. Took Marcus a little bit to get started offensively. He didn't score till the second quarter. He has 14 on the night. Second free throw, Gross, no good, so he misses them both. Rebound picked up by Lyons for the Bays. Now Lyons with it. Lost it. And it was deflected, so no over and back. Now here's Gross on the near side. That's Parrish. Pass almost goes across the midcourt line, picked up by Lyons. 40 seconds left here in the third. Now Lyons drives underneath, draws contact, and he'll shoot two. I think that foul will be on Tristan Masuga, and that's his fourth. No, that's his third, excuse me. You're Cedarville. You need Masuga on the court. No, that is his fourth. So 4 fouls on Tristan Masuga. Bays struggling from the line here in this third quarter. Makes that one. Lyons, he has 14. Right now it's Gross with 17 to lead all scorers. Now Mason Harris, he'll sit down, join his brother Marcus as Lippinen comes back in. Second free throw, good by Lyons, so he makes them both. And it's a 18-point lead with 35 seconds left. Cedarville with the ball. This game not over the way they can shoot threes. Now Fisher up top. Pocken being guarded by Carrick. Near side, Tristan Masuga. He launches a three. That one's good. So all of a sudden, Cedarville hitting their threes. And they're down 15. 20 seconds left in the third. This one not over by any means. Now here's up top three. Lippinen. No good. Rebounded by Bale. 10 seconds left. Pocken with it. Pocken to Masuga. He launches a three. That one's no good. Rebound over to Fisher. He puts up a shot. Good. Chase Fisher with 2. Now here's Carrick at the midcourt line. No good. And we have a 13-point lead for the Brimley Bays. 70-57 after 3 quarters of play. We'll be back with the fourth quarter here on Eagle 95.1. Scott Nason back here in Brimley, Michigan for our fourth quarter of play. As Cedarville was down by as many as 24, they've cut it to 13 and have the ball, 70-57. Now the Trojans launch a three up top, no good. Rebound picked up by Carrick. Carrick, bad pass, stolen by Fisher. Now here come the Trojans. Fisher underneath, nice pass inside, putting up the shot, good. Eugene Lee, his first 2, and it's an 11-point game. 7:40 to play. Carrick over to Harris. Harris bounce pass. Lippinen. Inside, Lyons. Lyons, double team shot, no. Rebound picked up by Carrick. His shot short. Rebound picked up by Lippinen underneath. Double team. Lippinen gets it over to Gross. Gross, up top Harris. Marcus, right wing, 3, no good. Rebound by the Trojans. They have a chance to cut this to single digits. Here's the Trojans with it. Fisher thought about the 3, now passes it over to Pocken. Up top, Fisher, NBA 3. That one, not a good shot. But I think we have a foul underneath. That's going to go against Marcus Harris. So the Bays led by 24 midway through that third quarter, and all of a sudden it's an 11-point lead. So that foul on Brimley, non-shooting foul, the fourth of the half. I thought that was on Harris. We didn't see. Now here's Masuga with the shot along the baseline. Good. He has 22. All of a sudden it's a 9-point lead. So Cedarville has cut this 24-point lead to 9. This Brimley crowd a little quiet right now. Here's Carrick underneath. Puts up a shot. No good. Rebound by O'Brien. Bays might think about getting a timeout here. Now not a good foul by Carrick. That's his third. That foul was on Harris. So Marcus with 3, Dylan Carrick with 3, and Tristan Lyons with 3, and it's a 9-point lead. You almost thought this one was close to being over, but boy, the Trojans hit some threes late in that third, and they're right in this game. It's a 3-possession game, lots of time on the clock. Pat O'Brien between the circles for Cedarville. Now O'Brien, he drives, puts up a shot. That one blocked by Lyons. Harris with it. Marcus Harris with the ball. Across the midcourt line. Harris over to Gross. Boy, the Bays need a bucket on this possession. Gross. Bounce pass underneath. Lyons cutting to the basket. And one. What a pass by Gross. He saw Lyons cutting to the basket. And Lyons now with 17, and he'll shoot one. That's a big bucket for Brimley. Kind of stopped the bleeding a little bit. 6:22 to play in this fourth quarter. 11-point lead for Brimley. Lyons at the line. He makes the free throw. Brimley 13 of 23 from the free throw line. And Lyons now with 18 to lead all Brimley scorers. 12-point lead for the Bays. O'Brien with it between the circles. Now Harris draws contact over to Masuga, and then we're going to have a blocking foul. And that's going to be the 7th team foul on Brimley, so that's going to bring Cedarville to the line, shooting a 1-and-1. That foul on Mason Harris, he has 3, so you have Marcus and Mason with 3, Dylan Carrick and Tristan Lyons all with 3 fouls for Brimley. Tristan Masuga with 4 for Cedarville, and he's at the line. He'll shoot a 1-and-1. Masuga with 22 on the night. Misses the free throw. Rebound picked up by the Bays. Here's Carrick across the midcourt line. Up to Harris. Marcus Harris with it. Fancy dribbling. Puts up the shot with the right hand. No good. Rebound picked up by Jaron Masuga. Now here's Tristan Masuga. Across the midcourt line, Fisher. Inside Jaron Masuga. And we're going to have a foul there. Wow. I had a pretty good view of that one. It looked like all ball, but the official apparently had a better view, and he calls the foul. That foul was on Lyons, his 4th. So Jaron Masuga, he'll shoot 2. He has 10. And he misses the first free throw. Masuga, all his points were in the first half. Now Marcus Harris, he'll sit down, replaced by Lippinen. Now Masuga, Jaron Masuga's second free throw. That one's good. So Masuga makes his second. He has 11. And it's an 11-point lead for Brimley. Under 6 to play here in this fourth quarter. Mason Harris with the ball. Near side, that's Carrick. Right of the lane, now up top, Lippinen. Lippinen in the paint, puts up the runner, short, rebound. Batted for. Picked up by the Cedarville Trojans. Here's Masuga, and that's going to be an offensive foul, and that's going to be it for Tristan Masuga. What a play by Mason Harris, as Harris got the positioning, and that's it for Tristan Masuga. That's a big moment in this game, and you got to give a lot of credit to Mason Harris. He drew a couple fouls on Masuga. Coach Jason Duncan does not like the call. He better be careful. He's going to get a technical foul. And those are those little things that don't show up in the box score. But those are big moments in this game, and that's one right there. Masuga out. He fouls out with 22 points. Cedarville fans not happy with that one. It was a close call. Now Lyons across the midcourt line. Double teamed. Lippinen has it at the midcourt line. Now Lippinen inside Gross, outside, deflected, stolen by the Trojans. Brimley leads by 11. Cedarville with the ball. 5:20 to play in the fourth quarter. Jaron Masuga, left wing, will let him shoot that one. No good. Rebound picked up by Mason Harris. That's not Jaron Masuga's shot. Mason Harris with it. Bounce pass, Gross, goes off of his hands out of bounds to the Trojans. This is just a fun high school basketball game to attend, to play in, and to broadcast. Now the Trojans with it. Pat O'Brien across the midcourt line. O'Brien on the right wing, Fisher. Now Fisher over to Bale, being guarded by Harris. Bale on the right wing. Around the horn, Pocan. Under 5 to play. Cedarville with the ball, trailing by 11 now. Bale inside, dishes it out. Pocan open, left wing 3, way off. Tristan Masuga on the rebound, and 1. And rather, Jaron Masuga, he has 13, and that cuts the lead once again to 11. So that foul will be on Brimley. That's on Hunter Lippin, and he has 3. So Brimley's got to start watching these fouls, as they're in danger of having somebody foul out themselves. Jared Masuga at the line, shooting 1, misses. Rebound picked up by Mason Harris. Outlet pass to Carrick. Carrick underneath. Got trapped, dishes it to Gross. He puts up the shot. Off the back iron, good. Gross with 19. Bays lead by 11, 4:35 to play in the fourth. If these teams were to meet in the playoffs, it would be in the regional finals, much like last year. Regionals in St. Ignace, both in different districts this season. Once again, between the circles. That's Pocan being guarded by Harris. Now Pocan dishes out to Fisher. Fisher with the ball. He forces up a 3, no good. Rebound picked up by Marcus Harris. Harris with the ball. Across the midcourt line. Marcus Harris now in the paint. Looking. Dishes it to Mason Harris. He puts it up underneath off the glass. Good. Mason Harris with 5, and it's a 13-point lead. Halfway through the fourth quarter. Pocan with it. Now to O'Brien. Oh, there's a screen set there by Fisher. Harris draws the contact, no call. Now here's Masuga underneath. Nice pass, O'Brien. He misses the layup, and that's going to be a foul, I believe, on Cedarville, as Marcus Harris went for the rebound. He's going to shoot a couple free throws. 3:45 to play in this fourth quarter. Not a lot of timeouts in this game. This game has moved along at a steady clip as the Bays lead by 13. Brimley Bays basketball brought to you by Co-ed Flowers Plus Gifts, your home for all occasions. And brought to you by Chuck Renzi Ford for all your lease deals downtown Newberry on Newberry Avenue. That foul was on Pocan, his 4th. So at the line, Marcus Harris making his first free throw. Harris with 15. You have Gross with 19, Lyons with 18, Marcus Harris with 15, Hunter Lippinen with 12. Second free throw, Harris puts it up, puts it in. So Marcus with 16, and it's a 15-point lead. Now if you're Cedarville, you almost have to score on every possession right now. Now here's a tough shot off the glass, good by Pocan. And believe it or not, that's his first points. Bays with the ball, leading by 13. Bounce pass inside off of Bale. Will go out of bounds. Will stay with Brimley. Our next broadcast of Brimley Bays basketball will be next week, as Katie Woolen will be in St. Ignace as the Brimley girls, 8-2 on the season, take on 9-0 St. Ignace, as Katie will have the call of that one. And then Thursday night, a week from Thursday, Brimley girls will be in Engadine. It'll be a couple weeks before we have a boys game. Timeout on the court, 3:30 to play in the fourth quarter. Brimley leads Cedarville 79-66. Keep up with everything MHSAA on social media. Look us up on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube for tournament updates, event announcements, video highlights, and high school sports news from around the state. It's the best way to connect with MHSAA every day. Brimley Bays basketball brought to you by Tobacco Free Michigan. Did you know the number one form of tobacco use in teens is vaping? Find out more about the dangers of vaping and how to protect yourself, your friends, and your kids at tobaccofreemichigan.org. And brought to you by Boys and Girls Club of Bay Mills. Our mission is to inspire and enable young people to realize their full potential as productive, responsible, and caring citizens. So timeout over. Brimley leads by the score of 79-66. They've led throughout this game. They've led by as many as 24. But Cedarville cut it to 9 early in the fourth quarter. And a couple big baskets by Brimley. I really think that play by Mason Harris was huge in this game, getting out Tristan Masuga, who had 22 points. And Cedarville, well, they have a lot of options. Well, they have one less big one. Brimley with the ball, leading by 13, 3:25 to play in the fourth quarter. Bays don't have to rush it here. They want to make a smart possession, try to get a good shot. Now Marcus Harris draws the foul. And that's a smart possession because Marcus Harris will shoot 2 free throws for the Brimley Bays. Cedarville's next contest will be at home to Newberry on Thursday. And the Brimley Bays, they'll be at Harbor Light Christian. That game also on Thursday. Marcus Harris free throw, no good. He'll shoot one more. So if you're Cedarville, you don't have to shoot a three at this point, but boy, you got to score quickly on every possession. You're going to knock off Brimley. Seems unlikely, but who knows? Crazier things have happened. Second free throw up by Harris. Good. He has 17, and it's a 14-point lead for the Bays. 3:15 to play in this fourth quarter. Pat O'Brien over to Fisher. Now O'Brien on the far side. Bounce pass inside. Jared Masuga. Now he dishes it to Bale. Cedarville's got to shoot quicker than this if they want to get back in this game. They're taking way too much time right now. Credit the Brimley defense. Here's Paquin with it. 3 minutes to play. Fisher on the left wing. Now Fisher drives. Fisher backs it out, looks inside. Tough shot, no good. Might have been partially blocked by Parrish. Rebound goes to Gross. Zach Gross with the ball. That's going to be a kick ball off of Paquin. We'll stay with the Bays. Coming up, we'll have our post-game show. We'll hope to hear from Brimley Bays head coach Joel Moore if he can make his way across the court. We'll recap the scoring and hopefully celebrate a Brimley victory. We're 2:35 away from it. They lead by 14. Now a steal by the Trojans. Pat O'Brien with it. If you're Brimley, you don't want to foul right now. Now a three, Fisher. That one short. Rebound picked up by the Trojans. Now Jared Masuga inside Bale. Bale puts it up and in. And we're going to have a quick timeout by Cedarville, who trailed by 12 with 2:22 to play in the fourth quarter. I want to thank everyone for listening tonight on the radio at Eagle 95.1 and online at RadioEagle951.com. You can hear the podcast of this game later on at the website, thegamesportshow.com. And don't forget our live broadcast of the Twin Sault's only local, regional, and national sports show will be this Monday, January 21st, 6 to 7 on the radio, 6 to 8 online at thegamesportshow.com or thegamesportshow.podbean.com. We'll have interviews with area coaches, athletes. We'll also talk to Dave McKegg from Sioux, Ontario, Mr. Electric Avenue as he's known in the business. Also talk to Butch Davis from Butch on Sports in the Metro Detroit sports world. We'll talk to Katie Woolen, hopefully. Eagle Radio along with E.J. Russell from Escanaba. 2 hours of local, regional, and national sports talk. It's the game, Monday nights on the Eagle. Off the timeout, Cedarville with the ball, trailing by 12. Now a shot by Masuga, good, so this one's still not over. As Jared Masuga puts it in, he has 15, and it's a 10-point lead. 2:12 to play in the fourth quarter, so looked like Brimley had this game won a couple times tonight, but still time on the clock, and the way Cedarville can shoot threes, you just never know what's going to happen. So Jared Masuga with 15 makes the free throw, and that'll allow Cedarville to apply their press. And we're going to have a timeout by Coach Joel Moore with 2:12 to play in the fourth quarter. Don't go anywhere. This one's not over yet. Brimley leads by the score of 80-71. Looking at our sports broadcast schedule here this week, Tim Ellis will have the call Saturday afternoon of Sioux High Blue Devil hockey as the Blue Devils will travel to the Big A, known as Alpena, to take on the Wildcats. Voice a little hoarse. I can't quite do it like the announcer in Alpena used to do. Tim will have the call around 1:45 Saturday afternoon for Sioux High Blue Devil hockey. And again, our sports show, The Game, will be next Monday, starting at 6 from the Wicked Sister on Ashman Street. Katie Woolen will have the Brimley Bays girls game at St. Ignace next Tuesday. And she'll also have the game a week from Thursday as the Brimley Bays will take on the Engadine Eagles, a potential district matchup. I have to try to get the district draw. Again, the girls will be in Engadine for their district, which includes Ojibwe Charter, along with Rudyard and Newberry. And Brimley will be at Rudyard for the boys district. I believe they drew Ojibwe Charter. I could be wrong on that. But Cedarville, or rather Rudyard, Newberry, and Engadine, the other teams in that one. So here we go. Full court press applied by the Trojans. Bays just get it out. Tristan Lyons with it. Now Lyons, bounce pass inside. Gross, he puts it up and in. Zach Gross with another 20-point game. That's going to be back-to-back 20-point games for Gross. He has 21. That's a 11-point lead. Cedarville needs to score, and quickly. A three by Paquin, no good rebound, and I think that's going to be a foul on Cedarville. And boy, now you think it's almost over with $1:51 to play here in the fourth quarter. So 2 shots for Brimley. That'll be Dylan Carrick. He's scored 7 points, and boy, he's done a lot of other things out there. We don't keep track of assists here. It's kind of hard just to keep track of points, but I would say Carrick has as many assists as he does points. 2 shots for Carrick. He makes the first free throw, extending that lead to 12. As now Bale will sit down for Cedarville. 8 points on the night for him. Carrick got the line, shooting one more, and he misses that one. Rebound picked up by Lyons underneath. Now Lyons puts up a shot, no, but he'll shoot 2 fouls. As Brimley, if they get a few more free throws here and intentional fouls, they could hit the 100-point mark. 17 to go with a $1:48. But again, if Cedarville keeps fouling, you might see the Bays eclipse that 100-point mark for the second time this season. They did it in Engadine. They have the chance to do it here. Lyons makes the free throw. So Lyons now with 19. If he makes this one, he can have 20 points. Second free throw up and no good. Rebound Harris. He goes down. Ball goes out of bounds, picked up by Lyons. And now we'll see what happens here as Lipponen underneath puts up a shot, rattles in. Hunter Lipponen with 14 points. And the Bays, they're going to win this one. They lead by 15 and improve to 12-0 on the season. And boy, now you really start to think, as a layup there by Pat O'Brien, he's in double digits with 10. Really start to think about that undefeated season being a reality. They're 8 games away from it. They do have some tough opponents left on the schedule. They still got to play the Soo-Eye Blue Devils. They got to play Rudyard, Engadine, Newberry, Harbor Light a couple times. But it is very possible that we could be seeing a 20-0 season for the Brimley Bays. And how much fun would that be? Answer a lot if you're a Brimley fan. Chase Fisher with the foul, his 4th. Carrick at the line shooting 2. He hits the first free throw. He has 9, so if Carrick can sink this free throw, you'll have 5 Bays players in double digits. And anytime in high school basketball you have 5 players in double digits, you're going to win those games. And he does make the second free throw. So Carrick with 10, Lipponen with 14, Marcus with 17, Lyons with 19, Gross with 21. That, my friends, is a balanced scoring attack. Now Lyons underneath. Off the steal. Lyons puts it up off the high glass. No rebound. We're going to have a jump ball with 1:14 left. So 12 points away from potentially 100 points. We shall see. Now Zach Gross inbound underneath the Trojans basket. He'll get it to Harris. Now Harris over to Lipponen. See if the Bays just try to run out the clock here. As much as you want to get 100 points, you don't want to run up the score because you might see these guys again, and it could be in the regional final. The way things are setting up, granted, there's a Pellston team that could have a lot to say with that in the regional semis if Brimley would win their district. Very likely would play Pellston, and that would be the number 1 and number 2 teams in the state right now. And boy, I'm going to aggressively pine for that broadcast, Mr. Tim Ellis, listening tonight. Mark me down for the regionals. Mark me down for the districts. As 35 seconds left, as, well, looks like Cedarville, they don't want this clock to run out yet. They may try to foul, but the Bays underneath. Harris just going to put it up off the glass and in. Marcus Harris with 19. That's 90 for the Bays. So they lead by the score of 90-73. They're going to improve to 12-0 on the season. Cedarville will fall to 6-5 as we'll have a foul underneath with 15 seconds left. As Brimley led throughout, wouldn't say it was never in doubt, as Cedarville just kind of hung around in this game, but they just couldn't get over the hump. They couldn't get that lead. You feel if they got the lead, maybe they had a chance, but they just couldn't get over the hump. And Cedarville at the free throw line. Pat O'Brien's free throw good. He has 11. Will these teams meet a third time? Well, we shall see how things develop, but it's very well could meet in the regional final, as now you're going to see some other players come in for the Brimley Bays. Calvin Parrish checking in for Marcus Harris, who gets a big round of applause. Lipponen also. Down Bays not dressing everybody tonight. You also have number 44, Garrett Johnson in for Brimley, along with number 50, Gonzalo Grindaluna, with a nice assist tonight. As that free throw, no good. O'Brien makes 1 of 2. Rebound goes to the Bays. 10 seconds left. The Brimley Bays improved to 12-0 on the season. 5 players in double digits as they win over Cedarville by the score of 90-74. We'll be back with our post-game show here on Eagle 95.1.
You're listening to Brimley Bays basketball on Eagle 95.1. Now back to the action. Here's Scott Nason.
Back at the Carl Parker Memorial Gymnasium in Brimley, Michigan. Post-game show, our final score in our boys varsity game. The Brimley Bays improved to 12-0 on the season as they defeat the Cedarville Trojans by the score of 90-74. And we are joined post-game by their head coach, Joel Moore, joining us. And, well, Coach, it was a game where you led pretty much wire to wire, but it was never quite over until the end. Your thoughts on another victory against a Cedarville Trojans team?
Yeah, another victory. We're riding the train while we can, and hopefully we'll keep riding it for a little while. Cedarville, I told them after game 1, Cedarville's going to be much improved the second time. It's going to be a lot harder the second time through, and they came up, they put up a fight from wire to wire. We got up to, I think, a 19 or 20-point lead at one point, second quarter. But they closed in, I think, within 6 or 7. I don't remember. But, yeah, never really out of it. But we still felt like we were in control for the most part.
Yeah, you led by 24 in the third quarter, Coach, and Cedarville cut it to 9. And I thought a big key moment in that game. And I thought, you look at the score sheet, and he didn't score a lot of points, but Mason Harris drawing that charge against Tristan Masuga, who was starting to hit some shots. Masuga scores 22. I really thought that stopped the momentum. That was a big play by Harris.
Oh, absolutely. Our guys they get more fired up from a charge than anything else. Marcus will hit some threes. T-Bob drives to the rack like he does, but there's nothing that fires our guys up more than when someone takes a charge. And Masuga was on fire at that point. There was nothing we could do to stop him. And he's a good player. Give him credit. But taking that charge, that was, I think, the turning point and the kind of final straw there for us.
Coach, I always say in high school basketball, if you have 5 players that score in double digits, you're going to win those games. You do. Gross with 21, Lyons 19, along with Marcus. 14 points from Lipinen, 10 points from Carrick. Unselfish basketball. You had Lyons, the hot hand at first. Then Zach Gross gets hot in the second. Marcus gets hot in the third. Then you have a balanced scoring attack in the fourth. As a coach, you just got to love having so many ways that you can have your team score.
Absolutely. Never gets old.
No.
I got 5 guys that average double digits in scoring. But the flip side of that, too, I got 5 guys that are all averaging 4 to 6 assists a game. They're all averaging, not 4 steals, but they're all averaging a couple steals a game. And just unselfish. They don't care if they get it. They don't care if they get the 30 or they get 20 or they get 10. They care about the team score at the end of the game.
Coach, 12-0 on the season. You go to Harbor Light Christian on Thursday, and I always like to talk to you before we end as far as maybe things you can do better. You're the number 1 team in the state. You're 12-0. What are some of the things that you're still wanting to see a little bit better from the Brimley Bays?
There were some defensive lapses in there for us. That's something that we're always preaching. I know we're a run and gun team, and we like to run, we like to score, but we preach defense all the time, and it's always defense first. And I don't, anyone that watches basketball knows as good as we are offensively and as much as we've been scoring, that all starts on that defensive end. But there were some lapses. We knew they were going to send a guy back, and we still got burned 4 or 5 times. And that's just something, especially assuming we make a deep run. That's something that we can't give up.
Coach Joel Moore joining us on the post-game show. Coach, enjoy the victory. Always good when you beat Cedarville, one of your rivals, and we'll wish you best of luck on Thursday and talk to you soon here on the Eagle.
Awesome. Thank you.
Awesome, and thank you. And recapping all the scoring, we mentioned the 5 double-digit scores for Brimley. Mason Harris with 5 points, along with Dan Parrish. He had 2. For Cedarville, they're led by Tristan Masuga. Masuga scores 22 points on the night, 16 points from Jaron Masuga, 11 from Pat O'Brien, 8 Sean Bale, 2 points apiece from Trey Pocan and Eugene Lee. With the victory, as I mentioned, the Bays improved to 12-0 on the season, heading into their game at Harbor Light Christian on Thursday. And with the loss, the Cedarville Trojans fall to 6-5. They'll host Newberry on Thursday. Want to thank everyone for listening and listening online at EagleRadio951.com. Don't forget, for those that are leaving the gym, if you want to hear the podcast of this game, it was an exciting one, you can go to the website, thegamesportshow.com or thegamesportshow.podbean.com. There, we'll upload the broadcast probably by tomorrow, and you can download it for free and keep it for the archives because you want to relive this one. This was a lot of fun. For our broadcast engineer, Dallas Miller, back in the Eagle 95.1 studios, my name is Scott Nason. We'll get you back to Classic Hits at Random right now here on Eagle 95.1.